This is the Orioles POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Baltimore Orioles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
That sure wasn't fun. The O's dropped the final series of the year to the New York Yankees here on this Saturday. Final score, New York 6, Baltimore 1. This is the Orioles Postcast. My name is Luke Slaybaugh here for the penultimate game of the season. I've been with you all season long. This is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, Locked On Orioles, hosted by Connor Newcomb 5 days a week. I have one more game with you guys. Hoping for a little bit more Orioles magic before we close the book on 2025. However, this one flew by and not in a great way. If you're watching for the first time, if you're just a baseball junkie, if you're an Orioles fan, if you just like what you see, we've got a good community of people in the comments section streaming live. I'll occasionally air some comments, talk with you, the fans. Available on social media, wherever you get your podcasts for free. It's on demand, and we stream these live to YouTube. So for the non-viewing audience, those of you listening in the car, on the road, getting bored, I may point to things on the screen. Use your best imagination. And use your best imagination about what we're going to do with Tomoyuki Sagano as he quickly approaches his 36th birthday and free agent season.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Here's where I pose the question to you, the heroes at home. What do you do with Tomoyuki Sagano? Impending free agent, comes here on a one-year deal to Baltimore. Always wanted to get a taste of major league action, and his season was a mixed bag. He stares down the barrel now at a 10-10 record in his rookie campaign, 35 years old, with a 4.64 ERA. The news coming out today that Sagano says he wants to play in the majors again. He is 2 weeks removed from his 36th birthday. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. He is 2 weeks away from his 36th birthday. October baby. Tomo is a back of the rotation starter who was asked to do a lot more this season after the injuries to the entire starting rotation. And for the first leg of the year, the first third, he was up to the task and he carried the burden. He was nails in April, ERA in the high twos, solid in May. And then the league figured him out and took him deep for the final 4 months of the year. 9 home runs allowed by Sagano in 4 September starts. The caveat here is that he faced the Yankees twice, the Dodgers, and he played at Toronto. Those are all juggernauts with good hitters in the middle of the lineup. And as has been the case the last few months, it was the bombs that did him.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
The first inning has been a struggle all season for him, and the Yankees have been a very good team at scoring early, stacked with power. The Bronx Bombers, true to their name. Sagano comes out firing, touching 95 with that two-seamer. It's one thing to hit 95 with the four-seam, but that sinking fastball, he induces pop-outs from Trent Grisham and Ben Rice. So far, so good. And he pounds Aaron Judge with 2 outs early with that fastball, early in the count. Then he offers a sweeper over the plate. And just as with Trevor Rogers last night, trying to get something away on Giancarlo Stanton, ooh, man, Judge will make you pay. 53rd bomb of the season over the left field fence. And I mean, that thing was hanging. And if you let Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton or Cody Bellinger or any of these big guys extend their arms, it's game over, man. 1-0 ball game after the first. And bottom 2, speak of the devil, Giancarlo Stanton. I'm old enough to remember when he went by Mike Stanton. What happened? Lead off. Bottom of the second. First pitch, fastball, low and away at 93. Case in point. Stanton extends his arms, hits a home run, right center field, makes it 2-0. And then Ryan McMahon, the trade acquisition from Colorado midseason, hits one off the top of the wall. Hanging splitter at 88 miles an hour made it a 3-0 ball game. Sagano goes 4 1/3. After a McMahon single there in the bottom of the 5th, he gets Anthony Volpe to fly out to left field. Dylan Beavers playing there. And so with one out, left-hander Grant Wolfram comes in. For those of you looking at the rundown here on the YouTube stream of Wolf and Ram, that is a Metallica pun. I know you guys like it when I reference music. That song has been stuck in my head all week, by the way. Back to the meaning, back to the meaning. Yeah, it's a great song. Not great. Missing with command. Nothing is working for him. Walks Grisham and Rice back to back, which means the bases are loaded for one Aaron Judge with one out. Judge trying to become the third player in history to win the batting title in the American League and hit 50-plus home runs. Jimmy Fox, Mickey Mantle, the others do it. And so some shenanigans happen with home plate umpire Ramon DeJesus. Wolfram is pounding the fastball in, and it might be a half inch or so off the plate, maybe half a ball inside. However, it's borderline. Nothing egregious by the home plate umpire. And Aaron Boone decides to make this moment about him. As is the case with many guys who go directly from the broadcast booth to the dugout, don't exactly know everything that they're doing or how to compose themselves. Aaron Boone comes out, throws his gum on the field, starts spitting into Jesus' face. A 1-2 count, mind you. And he's tossed. So way to break up the momentum, kind of kill the party here. 2-2 count on Judge. He gets a curveball, blasts it up the middle, a 2-run single. Cody Bellinger tacks on a sacrifice fly to make it a 6-0 ball game. And that would be that. Coming up, time to get in the mood for Kobe Mayo. One of the better Septembers from an Oriole hitter. He finishes his rookie campaign strong. Talk about that. The comeback that Carson Ragsdale definitely needed. Did not know that he would be back with the team for these shenanigans, but probably his last outing of the year. Does a darn good job. And we'll look ahead to the season finale, game 162, just around the corner between the O's and the Yankees. This is the Orioles postcast. Kobe Mayo's secret to success was Rugiet. It was not. But if you asked, he'd give a ringing endorsement. Because Rugiet go long is making that ball go long. Am I right, fellas? It's not just another ED pill. It's a total game changer for confidence. Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medications in one dual-action formula so you can get hard and go the distance. If you're ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom, keep listening. If you're not, I don't know what to tell you. Host podcasts for a living. Head to rugiet.com and use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for 15% off your first order. That's rugiet.com, promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Make sure to use our code so they know that we sent you. Show is also brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't need Rugiet, but I do need FanDuel. NFL, big games tomorrow. File that under things we love to see. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. It makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. Quick, easy, and the best way to add a little bit more energy to Sundays. So if you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Thank you once again to FanDuel for sponsoring this show. Comment section is a buzzing today. A buzzing. And we'll take a look at that in a second. Kobe Mayo gets the Orioles on the board with a solo shot in the top of the 8th. Going up against right-hander Paul Blackburn. Blackburn, fun trivia that I just know off the top of my head. The compensatory pick that the Chicago Cubs had in 2012 when they let Aramis Ramirez go, then traded for Mike Montgomery, who recorded the final out in the 2016 World Series. People forget that. 11th home run of the season for Kobe Mayo. First pitch two-seamer, inside and high. Belts it to left field. Mayo doing a great job of keeping his hands in. He's also shown some progress in the last week or so of identifying off speed out of the pitcher's hand. Kobe Mayo saw 3 pitches in 3 plate appearances today, got hit by 1 in the triceps area, and continues a great month of September. his 5th homer of the month, and he's slugging over 530 in September, batting 319. 84 games under Mayo's belt in this full true rookie campaign. Had a little bit of a sample size last year, didn't have any confidence, was striking out at a 40% clip, and is starting to see the pieces come together. He's not a finished product, and he may scuffle again in 2026. However, for a guy who's working every day at first base, transitioning over from the hot corner, being able to play solid defense there, being able to start to hit for a touch more contact and a little bit of pop, okay, we've come a long way. We've come a long way from the 22-8 game against Tampa Bay, where his first home run was a yak bomb off a position player, to now against journeyman Paul Blackburn. 11 home runs. That's 5th best on the club. The O's had no success the first 7 innings against right-hander Cam Schlittler. 7 innings of 2-hit baseball. Command erratic at times, but the stuff is just incredible. Fastball touches 99, 100. The cutter riding front door on Gunnar Henderson to strike him out at 95. This dude's cooking, and he may very well be a Game 3 starter for the Yankees in the postseason. I love it. I absolutely love it. For him, not for the Yankees, and certainly not for us. But the stuff is just admirable. And early on, getting Jeremiah Jackson in the second to strike out high, 100 miles an hour, they're not catching up to that stuff. And they just couldn't do anything. They had a Gunnar Henderson double and a Tyler O'Neill single thrown in there. And we could belabor that for minutes on end, but you don't want to talk about that, and I don't want to talk about that. O's did have a chance. They didn't make a whole lot of contact there in the top of the 5th, but Jackson was hit by a pitch, then 2 strikeouts, and then Kobe Mayo was hit, as we mentioned. And then with a full count, Jackson Holiday grounds out to second base, a cutter inside, only getting fastballs in that at-bat against Schlittler. Carson Ragsdale, back from his rookie debut. He got absolutely torched. His assignment in Toronto was to pitch until his arm fell off, and I just assumed it did. But 2 scoreless innings in the 7th and the 8th to patch up this game. Highlight of it all was striking out Aaron Judge, chasing a fastball off the plate at 96. Super cool. A 1-2-3 7th inning for Ragsdale on 6 pitches, and the crown jewel of it, getting Judge to strike out. Also teamed up with Samuel Basayo to catch Jason Dominguez stealing there in the 8th. The Yankees challenged it, but Dominguez pinch running for Giancarlo Stanton, gunned down by Basayo, and Jackson Holiday, perfectly placed, second base, slaps the tag down. Super cool. The O's carry on. One more of these bad boys to go, guys. One more. Uno mas. And it's right-hander Kyle Bradish scheduled to start against right-hander Luis Gil. That's a 3:05 first pitch on Masson for the season finale. Gil has 3 quality starts this month, pitching to a 2.78 ERA and 22 2/3 innings pitched. Bradish, you'll recall, outdueled Schlittler 1 week ago. On Sunday, he threw 6 innings. 91 pitches was a season high. The goal, get out of this bad boy alive. Get out of it healthy and feeling good. Unfortunately, the case for Sagano, Rogers, and Wells, the last guys to take a turn through the rotation, none of them are feeling great. And Povich was hit and miss. Kyle Bradish is doing great in September. 2.05 ERA, back-to-back starts with 9 strikeouts. The season high for Bradish is 10 that he had in his season debut against Boston. Thanks for tuning in. I highly urge you to tune in for tomorrow's show. I urge you. We will do a season retrospective in the second block that will be unlike anything you have ever seen or heard on this channel. I look forward to it. There's going to be some special surprises in there. I'll let you know about the future of this show. And we'll reminisce a little bit. There were some good moments, some good stats to go over that are completely unrelated to the games and more this show that I think you'll like. David Owen checks in. He says, if it isn't too early for Christmas, my wish list is I'd like a veteran manager with a pedigree. Absolutely. And he says he'd like a hitting instructor with a respectful resume. You see how well the Mariners bounced back when they let go of their hitting instructor? Where did that guy go? And then with Tony Mansolino, of course, being a subject of discussion, it feels like it is a very forced point by the media on the East Coast. Tony Mansolino may very well be a big league manager, and he could be a great fit for a team that is starting from scratch, learning how to win. And the way that he's handled this club, he has a future as a big league manager. Immediately in Baltimore, no. Maybe in a couple years. Maybe if he gets a solid resume under his belt, that would be the way to go. Huh. Jeff Molnar comments that it's going to be a void without baseball. That would be true. This has been a therapeutic show. We got some Yankees fans in the chat as well here live on YouTube land, and Holder giving me a shout out, which I find kind of interesting. I feel like I'm pretty fair. I feel like that's fair. All right. That'll do it for this one. The final score tonight: the New York Yankees 6 and the Baltimore Orioles 1. Good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you right back here for the season finale.